Hola mis serenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita, and today we're doing a tutorial review and swatches of BeBella Daisy Daze palette. Now I have all four of those palettes, you guys, from the Flower Fields collection. I did buy the entire PR box. So this is the PR box. It comes like this. It was just cheaper to get all the PR box instead of buying them all separately. When you open it, it has every single palette in here, you guys. All of them. All four of them. Now, I will be doing separate tutorials just in case you guys are wondering. I don't want to do them in the same video. It just doesn't make any sense to me. If you guys know that this is what's going to happen, right? Because this happens a lot. If I do all four in this video right now, there's not going to be one short of a person. Well, I only did a tutorial on one of the palettes, for example. Somebody's going to say, why didn't you do a tutorial on the Poppy palette? I wanted to see the Poppy palette. Oh, I wanted to see the Sunflower palette. Well, that would make it an hour-long video. I don't think hardly anybody stays that long in my videos to justify doing 4 entire tutorials on the same day. Pretty much, people just disappear after the swatches. That's the truth. That's my reality. People disappear at the swatches. Nobody makes it to the end. There's like maybe a handful of you guys that actually do make it to the end, which I'm grateful for. And thank you guys so much for doing that. But there's not a lot of you guys that do that, okay? So I separated them. This one is the Daisy Daze palette. And then tomorrow I'll do another palette, which most likely will be the Sunflower one. And then I'll do the Poppy. And then the last one would be the violet one, because I'm really looking forward to the purple one. That's like my favorite color. So I'm like, yeah, I want that one. So this is how the palette comes, you guys. It does have a slip. So the slip looks like this. The slip just says Daisy Daze BeBella Cosmetics. In the back, it just press pigment ingredients. And then it says where it's distributed cruelty free. It does have a scratch and scan verify original. I don't know what the heck that is, a security tag. It does say made in China, you guys. So, like I said, this is the front. This is how it comes. I love it that it looks like a scrapbook kind of type of feel to it. When you open it up, it does have this really good size mirror. You can pretty much see your entire face in this mirror. It says BeBella right here, and these are the tones in here. Now, I have such a love and hate relationship with this palette today because I loved it when I saw it on Instagram. I literally liked it. I was like, okay, it's got that beautiful turquoise right here that's called Rustic Sienna. And then it's got this golden glow, which is like a mint, you know, green. And I was like, oh God, that looks so beautiful. The yellow, this glitter, you guys, it's called Fun in the Sun, is so beautiful in person. But these shades in here are not for me. There's so many light shades in here that I could never honestly see myself using. I could never see myself using Dawn, which is a white. This is a god-awful dead gray color. This one is more of like this cement type of gray. And then you have Dusk over here. Honestly, I think I could still use Dusk apart, like on top, instead of Loyal Love. I don't see myself ever using Loyal Love. It's just a peach tone. I think it would look too ashy on my skin tone, but that's just me. That's my personal opinion. I like the rest of these browns in here, but I feel like there's too much repetitive browns. Like, they gave me so many shades of brown they could have done with just this. Maybe a black. A dark brown. I know it's like a daisy, right? But you could have done like a espresso type of brown. You could have gave me this brown. You could have left that one in there. You could have got rid of that one. That one. 1, 2, 3. These two right here are not that far off from each other. Just like eyeballing it. That's awful. I used this one today. That's an awesome color. They could have kept that one. They could have got rid of it. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that god-awful. Dang. You know, you can keep the white. I'll take the white. Keep it in there. I don't care. But why do you want this ugly shade of gray? Why? Why? There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 shades that I would just like gut out of this palette and just completely change it around. They could have made it so much better. And I'm just speaking on this palette I've seen the other palettes. I think the other palettes look fine just eyeballing it. I won't know for sure until I, you know, do a look with it, obviously. This yellow is not that pigmented, and that one right there, the Golden Glow, that's super not pigmented. And I don't know, maybe it's user error. I'm just giving you guys that warning. It might have just been me, because I originally tried to apply it down here before I used that yellow called Harmony. So when I did that little mint shade, it just did not show up, like, at all. It didn't show up at all. Maybe with a good prime base on your lids, maybe it'll show up like that, you know? It could be just me. Just, I didn't do it enough. I didn't prep my eyes enough. I don't know. I usually put primer down here, so which was weird when I tried to apply it with a this little tiny flat brush, and I was like, look at like that, and I go, it's not even showing. Like, what is this? So I'm going to start with the swatches, you guys. I'm going to start with Dawn right here, and I'm just going to go clear across till I get to the end of this palette, okay? Dawn is a matte white. Looking like I'm going to have to apply it more than once. But that's it right there. I don't like it. You already know I don't like the white ones, but that's just me. In the middle is a shimmer. First of all, out of the entire palette, look how flaky it is. It's a foiled shimmer. This is the one that I use as my inner corner highlight. And even though I got it to work for me, it is not a good shade. It's very flaky. It's a wildfire shimmer. When you put it on, it's intense. It's metallic. It's super pretty. And once you know, get over all this freaking flakage everywhere, because it does flake off like crazy, but it's like this intense yellow champagne shift. Sort of like that duochrome in between a vanilla white and this goldness to it. It's pretty. It's just like, it's all over the place. You know, it's flaking everywhere. And it's like, why? Why do you like this? Harmony is that matte yellow. A little bit of fallout on that one. I did have to apply that one more than once, just so you guys know. Loyal Love. This one is like this, I want to call it like a peach vanilla matte. Pretty much everything in here is a matte, okay? There's literally 2 shimmers and a glitter, and everything else is a matte, and I don't like that. Next row, we have She's a Beauty, which is that dead gray color I told you guys about. I don't know why they would call this She's a Beauty and then add it in there. Like, why? Golden Glow. This is such a beautiful mint type of green matte, and like I said, it did not show up on my lid, but it might just be me. Maybe with a really good primer on the overall lid, you can get it to pop a lot more. I just tried to apply it down here, and it didn't show up. But like I said, it might just be me. Fun in the Sun. This is a glitter. I love this glitter, you guys. It has all these little micro glitters in there that reflect a lot of colors. So it looks like a bright green. It has these orange tone glitters in there. It has gold, yellow, bronze type of tones. And that's it right there. I don't think you guys can see all those little reflex in there, because it has all these little micro tone, different tones of glitters in there. It's just all thrown into one. It's really, really pretty in person. Next, you have Goddess of Love. This is such a beautiful shade. Perfect for a transition, for blending out something. I just find that the neutral tones in here are super pretty. Next, you have Roots. Roots is a very dark taupe gray. Yeah, I just don't know in what world would I use that in this palette per se. I think with other grays, if I was going for like a rockish type of look, I would use that gray, but I don't get where it fits in this color story. Next, you have Rustic Sienna. That is that turquoise intense shimmer I used on my overall lid. It is so beautiful. That color alone is the reason why I bought this palette, and I'm just being honest. It's those 2 shades that sold me this palette. But even then, now looking at it, I'm like, I don't know. Next, you have Fern, and Fern is this beautiful terracotta orange brown. It's a matte. Next you have Canary. Canary is a brown matte. This one has a little bit of yellow in it, you can tell. But it's a very pretty brown. In the next row we have Dusk. This one is just a very light cream colored brown almost. Super light, you guys. I think for a transition shade for someone lighter, it'd be perfect. But for me, I could never see myself using that tone. Brassy is another brown matte. There's so many browns in here, you guys. It's ridiculous. Next, we have Sapia right here. And Sapia is just a khaki, almost green tone matte. That's such a beautiful color. I actually didn't expect it to look that nice. Let me give it another swatch, but I don't think it needs it, but it's super pretty. And then last you have Evergreen, and Evergreen is just a dark matte brown. That one I did use today. And those are all the tones in here, you guys. I mean, for the most part, there's like a lot of light shades, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not crazy that they added a ton of mattes, right? I could have done without so many mattes. I would have wanted them to add way more shimmers than they gave me. They only gave me 2 shimmers, a glitter, and the rest are all mattes. I would have gutted at least 5 shades in here, and I would have replaced them with something more plausible, a couple more shimmers, at least 2 more shimmers, you know, something like that. So that's pretty much it, you guys. If you guys want to see how I created this look today, then just stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so for my first color, I went in with this color right here that's called Fern. It's a very terracotta brown matte, and that's the one you guys are going to see me use as my transition shade, okay? Okay, so for my next color, I use Rustic Sienna. I don't know why it's called Rustic Sienna, because Sienna to me is pretty much like maybe that Fern color that I use. That's a Sienna brown. And the fact that they call it... I just paint a lot, so I know that certain colors called certain things, and definitely that is not a Sienna. That is more of a beautiful turquoise, mint green or aquamarine, if you want to call it that. It's such a beautiful color. I'm just going to apply that over my entire lid using my finger, okay? Okay, so what I did next is I used Harmony right here, this matte yellow, and I just applied that all on my bottom lid. It's not my favorite tone in this whole palette because even though I can see it from up close, I'm not sure you guys can see it. It's not very pigmented in my taste, and it's like, it's just okay. But I am going to do the same thing, obviously, on this side. And that is the color. It's a matte yellow, like I said. I'm just going to apply it with a brush all on my entire bottom lid, okay? Next, I took Evergreen right here. And like I said, look at this dark maroon brown, right? It's almost like a dark chocolate brown, but it has this little tint of somewhat red, I would say. But even though it does look like a chocolate dark brown, obviously. But Evergreen, what does that name scream to you? Does Evergreen give you the impression of a brown? No, it doesn't. It gives me the impression of a really dark, deep green. And it's a matte. I'm just going to take it right here in this corner and then down here somewhat, okay? Okay, so next I took a glitter because obviously you guys know I love glitter. You guys don't have to do this. The eye look alone on its own is very, very pretty. I actually really, really like it. I love the intensity of that mint shade right there. It's super pretty. But I like Fun in the Sun right here. It is a glitter. Fun in the Sun has all these little micro chunks of what looks to be like orange, brown, bronze, bright green, yellow, and it's just all of these tones in there right there. It's so, so pretty. And when I just patted it over that green, and just look at that, how it just changed it up. I don't know, I liked it. So that's what you guys are gonna see me do. I'm just gonna put that glitter and pat it on top of that green right there. For my inner corner highlight, I used In the Meadow right here. It is a super intense foiled shimmer. It is flaky. But when you put it on the eye, it's so intense. It's really, really pretty. I love it. It's like a champagne type of vanilla type of shimmer. But like I said, it's a foil shimmer, so it's very flaky. Definitely eyes before your face. But I didn't think it was a big problem. It left a little bit of fallout. It's not like a huge type of fallout. But that's what you guys are going to see me do. I'm just going to pat it in the corner right there using my finger, okay? So the look is pretty much done. But since I like to be extra, I took the ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner. This is from their Sunflower collection. This is the Sub-Zero metallic yellow that they have. Super pretty, right? I basically took this shade. I put that in my waterline, and I also created that line right across my lid, like you guys see right there. It might not match up. It might be crooked. You guys already know, I struggle so much with the lines across my eye. That's because like one of my eyes is more hooded than the other, so always one ends up going more crooked than the other. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to make them look the same, okay? But you already know I'm not perfect here. I don't strive for perfection, and I don't teach perfection, okay? This is all a learning process for everybody. But that's what you guys are gonna see me do, okay? So I'm pretty much done, you guys. Let me just go put on some mascara on this eye, and I'll be right back to give you guys a close-up, okay? So this is the finished eye look today, you guys. Hopefully you guys like it. I honestly think it came out nice, right? Compared to, there's a lot of colors in here I don't like in this palette, just by the way. But yeah, you guys, let me back you guys out, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. Honestly, I just think this palette is okay. I'm not too crazy about it. I do like these colors. Obviously, the colors that are in here. I do like Rustic Sienna. I actually tried to use Golden Glow before I used Harmony, and Golden Glow just barely showed up. Maybe on a really good primer, that one would work for someone, but I didn't find that it was very pigmented. It's very, very soft. It's very pastel, almost ashy in a way, and it's just not for me. I don't like any of these colors right here. It's like all the four, that's a cool tone, grayish, almost taupe. And that is like a light, light brown. I could probably still use it as a transition shade, or at least to blend something out with. But definitely, She's a Beauty. That one, that's awful. God, it's like a ghost gray. This one's a white. I don't see myself ever using those tones. And I don't know, Loyal Love. Yeah, that's like a light, super light peach. I don't see myself using that. I think this palette's great for someone who loves mattes. If you love mattes, there's a whole ton of mattes. There's literally 2 shimmers, 1 glitter, and everything else is a matte. Now, if you guys know me already, if you've been watching me for a while, I am a huge shimmer and glitter person. I like mattes. Mattes are essential, but when you give me pretty much the entire palette is all mattes, and you only gave me 2 shimmers, and then you gave me 1 glitter, I'm not gonna like it. I can still use the tones in here, don't get me wrong. The browns in here, I really love that Fern color I used. Sapia looks like a really, really good khaki tone. And then, of course, this one, Evergreen. I love all the brown tones in here. I'm not crazy about Harmony, because Harmony, like I said, wasn't really pigmented like I thought she would be. And the rest in here, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of mattes. But if you guys like it, I would say buy it. Definitely, I would be able to create a look, obviously using something else, right? It wasn't just the palette alone. I used that cream gel liner to create this look. But other than that, I still think it's okay. It's not a bad palette. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.